So we can look at 4/10 or 6/10 times 4/10. So if we think about this, this is 6/10 times 4/10. Now, the fractions is 6th grade math, but in all honesty, it's a lot easier than the 5th grade math. So 6/10 times 4/10. I do show the students with the multipliers so they understand what's going on. We also can help students think about just what is 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24, okay? But I don't want to say, well, count your places, okay? What I want to say is these are a 10th times a 10th. What is 10 times 10? It's 100. So a 10th times a 10th equals 1/100th. And that's why I said the 6th grade math is easier than the 5th grade math, okay? And it just is. I mean, I'm not going to lie, because honestly, if you're just teaching kids to count the place like this, which is what I learned, so there's 2 places, they're losing place value, the concept of place value. So I usually like to have them put it in a place value chart. So if this was ones, tenths, hundredths, and this is tens, if we have 24, we know it's times 1/10, so everything moves over one place, because remember, decimals never move. And then they would need to move over again because it was times another 10th. And so we would end with them here rather than just saying count the zeros, how we learned it. But I want to show you how you can do a pictorial model. Now again, this is just for tenths times tenths. So if I want to draw it, I can draw 6 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we think of tenths, what I'm drawing a representation of is this. And then I'm going to cross it just like I do. So I drew 6 tenths here. I'm going to cross that with the 4 tenths. Okay? So I'm going to go across how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's not very proportional because really these would be much longer. But here's the thing. Where it crosses is the answer. How many of these am I going to have? 24. 24 out of how many? 24 out of 100. Okay? Because these are hundredths. So if you think about it, this is what I've made. Where it crossed gives me 24. And again, they're not proportional. Okay? But I'm going to end up with 24 of the 100 pieces. Right? Again, this is why I say a lot of times I let them see this, 6th grade math, because in all honesty, it is way easier than the 5th grade math, because I almost feel like we should start with fractions, right? We should be doing fractions long before we do decimals. But this is not a 5th grade TEK. This is a 6th grade TEK. But yes, I do allow them to see it this way because it makes it so much simpler. But this is a way you can draw this pictorial model. You cannot do it with hundredths. It's only with a tenth times a tenth. But this really kind of helps the kids see it visually.